let's break down the lightweight division. Give me your matchups. So we have Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler happening in like a month or something. 2 months. Charles
God
Oliveira.
damn it. I hate that fight too. Why are they so insistent that the top 5 only like fight each other, like the old guard?
Dude, it's
At least
because they're
Beniel's the
just
top
gonna
5 now.
like give whoever wins this a title shot, especially if it's Chandler. Now that they have a new champion in Makhachev,
Dude, if Chandler gets a title shot off of Tony, and
DP's
then
a good win.
but that's only one decent win at this point. Dustin Poirier's also just lost to
Well,
Charles
dude, okay,
Oliveira.
Michael Chandler
Come on,
loses a
dude.
title
Isn't it just
shot,
overrated?
loses a number 1 contender shot against Gaethje, then beats Tony, and then beats a DP.
It's
Not
good
enough.
for a title shot. Not good, especially when you have like Beniel Dariush in the wing.
But dude, this is why the UFC has so much fucking like stock built up into these fighters in terms of their name value that they're gonna try to squeeze one more
now.
title shot out of them.
I don't think Dustin Poirier is even number 2. Like, it's crazy. Who are we kidding? He would lose to Gamrot. He would probably lose to Dariush.
No, I think he beats Gamrot.
Really?
I actually think he beats both those guys.
Do you think he beats Dariush?
No, I think Dariush would probably beat him.
I think he definitely loses to Dariush. I think he probably loses to Gamrot.
No, I don't. It's over 5 rounds. I think he beats him. Gamrot's striking is woefully underdeveloped.
I know, but the Dustin Poirier's wrestling defense is bad.
That's true. If he doesn't pull fucking guillotine, I just think he can like beat him in the striking, dude. And Dustin Poirier is big. I think he's bigger than Gamrot too.
He probably weighs more than.
Anyway, I think Dustin Poirier is like. I think Dustin Poirier is still top 5 for sure.
Gaethje should be nowhere near number.
Gaethje needs to fight down. Who do you match a Gaethje up against?
Gaethje would lose to Dariush, Chandler sometimes, Fiziev most of the time.
Dude, he literally beat Chandler.
Loses to Sarikin. Loses to Turner. Loses to Smagulov. Beats Hooker. Beats McGregor. Beats Tony Ferguson. But they shouldn't even really be around.
I think he could beat Demir. Demir doesn't have any grappling.
Yeah, it's fair.
He has like an insane jab, but okay, dude, who does Justin Gaethje fight? I'll tell you what I want. I want Charles Oliveira to take on Rafael Fiziev. Beniel Dariush versus winner of Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler. Whoever wins that fights for the belt.
Okay.
Dariush versus winner of Chandler Poirier for number 1 contender.
Who do you want Gaethje to fight then?
I wanted Gaethje to fight Gamrot, and I would still be down with that. But if we're taking Gamrot out, fuck it. Let's go Jalen Turner, dude. Number 10 versus number 3.
I want Dustin Poirier to
fight. But I feel like Dariush should fight for a number 1 contender fight, which would be Chandler versus Poirier.
Okay, no, I'm fine with those. I'm fine with that one. Fine, that's fine. I want Charles Oliveira to fight.
Dude,
I actually, here's what I want. Just because like style wise, I want Charles Oliveira to fight Gamrot and Gaethje to fight Fiziev. Because Gaethje versus Fiziev is a fun striking match. Oliveira versus Gamrot is a fun grappling match. Gaethje versus Gamrot's just like it should be. It does kind of need to happen because the world needs to see how bad Justin Gaethje's wrestling is. But it's gonna be a massacre, dude. Like Gaethje has no tools in that matchup.
Dude, I think you're overlooking the lack of scrambling from Charles Oliveira. Like, he's good at initiating distance to, like, get up from grappling, as we saw him do against Makhachev, but against Gamrot, like, Gamrot's a scrambler. Charles Oliveira really isn't. Dude, I think you're undervaluing.
But if you think that Gamrot's going to beat Oliveira in the grappling, then I feel like we need to see that.
No, I think he just holds God position, rear body lock on him.
Who?
I think Gamrot holds God position on Charles.
Okay, still, like, because right now Oliveira's touted as the best grappler.
Plus, dude, Gamrot just lost to Dariush. Have him fight down. Have him fight someone like Demir Ismagulov or something.
I think, yeah, he lost to Dariush. You can still fight up. I think coming off of a loss and wins is more important than the ranking itself. Because the problem is what happens is You have contenders like Gamrot and Taryuki and all these people who are only fighting the future of the division. They're fighting tooth and nail, the hardest matchups, and all those guys are underranked. That's the problem I like to solve.
Yeah, that's true. Well, dude,
Versus the
I
high
also
ranked
think,
guys are fighting guys who are overranked all the time. So while it makes sense ranking wise where they are, just because the other guys also have high rankings, the fight quality and the fight toughness doesn't reflect their ranking, nor does their skill.
dude, I think you're overlooking how sweet the striking would be between Fiziev and Oliveira.
Dude, I'm not even like, I have no problem with that per se. I have no problem with that. I mean, really, like, I don't have any issue with that, but like, I also want Saryukian to, fight some higher up guy. Like, how about Saryukian fight the loser of Poirier versus Chandler?
Dude, let's do it. That's a good one.
Like, at least he's getting in the mix. I want people to get in the mix.
Dude, Chandler versus Saryukian. My one qualm is like, is Saryukian ready? Is he developed enough to be thrown into the top 5 and like be into that level of guy where the UFC starts investing in you and you're constantly put in these big fights?
Developmental fights. The only developmental fights in
Dan
the
Hooker
rankings for Saryukian is I was literally gonna say Dan Hooker.
Drew Dober.
Yeah, dude, over.
That's kind of like a hard developmental fight, but
you could say like, yeah, I just want to give him a developing fight, which is, yeah, I mean, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. It's just kind of awkward when it's like he's number 9. Like,
right.
But he is coming off of a loss, so fine. Like, once again, rankings are overrated. Like, I have no problem with giving him Hooker or Dober. Please don't give him Tony Ferguson. Like, please. That's just
Rafael Dos Anjos.
Yeah, but RDA is not going to take that fight. He's the dodge that fight so many times.
He should not. Dude, it's just like an almost worse version of Islam. Because he's like less polished, but like almost more brutal than Islam because he's less polished. Like, Islam will do like beautiful foot sweeps and shit and then they'll submit you with like a nice and tidy arm triangle. Fucking Saryukian's just gonna like scramble for like 20 minutes and then slash your face with elbows until he finally like sinks in a neck crank. It's like, it's just a much more brutal fight. Damn, dude. The lightweight rankings are actually pretty good. I mean, we have Conor McGregor and Tony Ferguson, but other than that, everyone's like so solid.
They're pretty good. Once again, I like Chandler's last couple fights have been atrocious. It's actually just been like he only gets the best opportunities or the easiest fights against overranked guys.
He just beat Tony. This is his last fight.
I know that was such a joke of a fight. Like that was
dude, and he got rocked in that fight too. What the fuck?
I know. Like
maybe you are underrating. Maybe we're underrating Tony, but I want to see him retire.
I think Chandler's like actually sucks sometimes.
No, I agree.